have you been producing for?
So properly for, I'd say about 6 or 7 years. I used to muck around in the studio with like making bootlegs and stuff like that for a few years, but I've been, really serious about it for, I'd say about 6 years. Yeah, how long have you guys been writing?
I've been doing it for 10, but I think you've seemed to, from listening to your sound, it seems a bit more refined than my 10 years.
Being locked away in Canberra, there's really not much else to do there, is there?
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
Do you have a copy of your first ever track?
It's on YouTube, actually.
Pre-Doppel days, did you have a pseudonym that you went by, or was it straight into Doppel?
I had a couple.
Okay.
But it was a process of
What's your alias? Andy?
Andy, my name.
What's your name, your thing on your dongle?
Oh, Ando Commando.
That's it. That's what I was going with.
That's my Psytrance alias.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. But it will be. Look, keep an eye out. No.
Wouldn't put it past you.
I had a few. I've gone through like heaps of different genres. I've gone I started out doing like more minimal house stuff.
Yeah.
As Tom Evans, and then I created a new alias called Jack Love, and I thought I'd refined my sound, and then went back to doing Tom Evans stuff, and went off into the commercial world, and then back, and then I'm back, kind of back where I started.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. And what sparked your interest in production from the get-go?
I was DJing a lot in a community of DJs and a collective. What's the collective noun for DJs? A community.
Trash bags.
Bag DJs. And I sort of, Andy Hart was quite... I didn't find anything on the web. Sorry. Andy Hart taught me a lot of, taught me how to produce first, and I just would go around and sit in with him, and sat in with Luke Chable and a few other...
Jeez, that's a good place to start.
It's pretty crazy the talent has actually, it's blossomed in Australia, but actually did come out of Australia. Yeah, and I think now that, I guess, there's no internationals in the country, I guess it's really time for the Australian artists to shine, and it's great to see every party selling out, and we're looking forward to throwing down with you in a short amount of time.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited. Like, it's so nice coming here, and everyone's just like, there's life on the streets. People are excited. It's a really nice feeling. It's not like it's just like blossoming.
I guess we can talk about how we came to collaborating. We like to do a lot of our own things, but it's always exciting to collaborate with some fresh artists. And we come across a track called Icarus.
You'd played it, and then I was like, we need to do something, and then we tried to find it, and it wasn't literally on anything.
I remember when you guys sent me that remix, it was incredible. And you played it at Rainbow, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to work on something like that,
I can't remember how we got actually to working on that EP together.
I remember you sent me like the
that's right. I'd had enough of it.
Yeah, and you were like, I'm done with this. Can you see if you can do something with it? And I was like, and just ran with it.
I reckon that those two records as well, I reckon it's a really perfect blend of our sounds.
100%.
It is, I think 100%. It's a good fuse.
We were playing up in Canberra, and we went to the studio. We were all sort of well too hungover to do anything, and nothing even happened.
The output on that day wasn't huge, was it?
Yeah, but look,
let's just go take a photo in front of this and go and be done with it. See you later.
But I guess it's come to fruition now, and the release. Half the release that comes out at the end of the month, which we're excited about.
Yeah.
On 333 and
with a Tim Englehart remix.
Yeah, Tim Englehart remix.
Yeah, and it's nice to get that, coming out on multi-label. I guess, so I don't have as much experience with the label side of things and running a record label. So from someone like me, how have you got any advice for aspiring producers or artists as to how they might go about approaching a record label?
I think the best advice is to get to know the labels that you want to send your music to. Maybe even start a little spreadsheet with the top tier label that you want to approach.
I think a good thing as well is utilise what you have as well. Like if you've got friends on labels, even in that. I mean, don't be writing tracks and firing off your first record to be biggest label in the world. Like, realistically, you've got to climb that ladder.
Don't be afraid to utilise these really good local labels first. And that's always going to be a stepping stone for bigger success down the road. And we've had varied success on reaching international labels, but we've also had really good success. So it's always nice to build a relationship with a label,
Totally.
and you know, nurture that relationship. And they're probably going to look after you more than approaching new labels every time. So just keep trying. It's never going to be easy straight off the bat. And it's always, don't be afraid to follow up.
One of the things that I really like cherish about my experience in the music industry is developing or building like a community all over Australia and like maybe a little bit abroad, and building that foundation, and like rather than just trying to get on a big label and landing that, like I now do have a network of people in Australia like you guys who are my mates, and who you find those people that you really like to work with and all that sort of stuff, and from that you are laying a really solid foundation to build something on.
It's not about just sitting in your studio and sending out records. Like, you've got to go out and get amongst those grassroots communities.
If you're out and about in Melbourne, come down to Third Day in North Melbourne on the 20th of March.
Yeah.
You can catch ourselves and Andy. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Good.
Guess we'll see you there.
God, you need to release this clip on the internet of Jacob yelling at the house cleaner.
Well, I was scared him too.